Hey everyone, I'm taking a bit of a break today from the amazing videos that Isla produced for me to try and do one on my own on the fly. After the video I did last week about refusing powerlessness, I've had several people send me notes about how do I know if I'm owning powerlessness? Like, how do I know if I have a powerless identity? And it's an amazing and a good question to ask yourself. I think all of us at different times have reasons to feel powerless. That may be as simple as a process, something we perceive as bureaucracy out of control that we can't access. Maybe it's a specific moment in time. I mean, I'm thinking of the Jasper wildfires right now and how, in the face of that, obviously, it would be hard not to feel powerless. So, what I'm thinking about and sort of calling you towards is to think about in general in your life, are you owning the power that you have? And so, one tool that I came across many years ago that has always served me fantastically well came from a writer named Lee Miracle. So, Lee was from here where I am in Vancouver. She's from North Vancouver. And she wrote this piece about the way that we access power in space. And so basically, think of this as you're walking down the street, you are getting out of people's way and they're getting out of your way. And that's not, it's not based on who would make the most sense to go. It has a lot to do with the power identity that you assume. So if you pay really close attention, and I would have read this probably in the 1980s, she probably wrote it even before that. And so what she was talking about was how she, as an Indigenous woman, what she had observed was that everybody gets out of the way for white men, and particularly white men wearing suits. So like high privilege by gender, high privilege by race, and then also this class privilege. And then you would sort of go down from there that after that might be white men not wearing suits. And then there would be people of different cultural backgrounds, all the way down to Indigenous people and then specifically Indigenous women. And so I would try this. I would try to hold my ground on the street. I became aware of who I was getting out of the way for, which is pretty much everyone at that time. And then what would happen if I tried to hold my ground with different people. I really strongly encourage you to go try this. I did it as recently as a couple years ago. I was walking up a street. I had my bike with me for a variety of reasons. I had to walk it. I had a bunch of things that I was taking home from the store that were too awkward to ride with. And it made every sense in the world for me to be on the right side of the sidewalk so that the bike could kind of be not on the sidewalk and leave room. And this white man was walking towards me downhill, so nowhere near the job I had of pushing this heavy bike up the hill. He saw me coming from a long ways away, and I could have chosen to get out of the way, but I teach power literacy, so I was like, I'm going to hold my ground here. And he got so angry that he walked right up to me and stopped right in front of me. Like, that's how far his powerful identity extends in front of him in space. And so my challenge to you today is to try this. To go out there. I'm not suggesting that you pick fights with folks out on the street, but take some time just to observe who's getting out of whose way, but then try it yourself. See what happens when you try to take up a bit more space. And we're going to talk more about stepping into that powerful identity when we get back to Isla's videos next week. So thanks, everyone. And I just wanted to say also thank you for all your encouraging emails and DMs and PMs and text messages. It's been really awesome to have all the support and getting something really important to me, power literacy, out to you. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.